What's going on, everybody? So I just wanted to say thank you. Holy smokes. We hit 1,000 subscribers. And I just, you know, this is wild. And I don't know what to say, but thank you. And I know that this is a really short video. It's 1 minute long, and it's really just for those of you who have subscribed, the 1,010 people who are now my subscribers. I just thank you. Thank you for liking what I'm doing. As stupid as that sounds. I've said at the end of each video how grateful I am that I get to do something like this and that people watch it. And to just know that there's 1,000 of you guys who think what I'm doing is really awesome or really cool or worth taking 20 minutes out of your day, 15, 20 minutes out of your day to watch and see what I'm trying to see and explore what I'm trying to explore. And I know that that often is taking us in multiple different directions, but that's just kind of how my mind works and how I think about things. One moment in the week, I'll be fascinated by some finding on a Neanderthal, and then, we get to the middle of the week and some fact about Rome comes out that I haven't heard, or I'll read something in one of these books because I care about something in it, like about the medieval age or, about a saint or something, and I'll want to go to a deep dive. And then what's cool is that I can, then share what I'm learning with you guys, and you guys can kind of see how my mind ADHD-ly flies through all that goes on around us. And I just think that what's really cool is that I'm not out to try and prove anything. I'm just observing, okay? And I'm observing what other experts are discussing. That's the level that I'm at right now. I'm not in any form, shape, or form trying to come up with a theory of how the world works. But to know that there are those of you that are interested in just seeing how maybe I look at the world in culture and see the world around us, that's really awesome. And another thing about this channel is that I really wanted to make a place where those of us who maybe have a different theory or have a faith can have cool discussions in the comments and go back and forth. What was cool was seeing a lot of you guys going back and forth with one another in the comments on the Ohalo 2 video and on the Pre-Clovis America video. And seeing you guys having your own discussions that I wasn't even involved in. And I want you guys to feel like you can do that. And, I hope that at the end of the conversations, you guys would be willing to buy each other a beer or something like that, Because that's the type of environment I want to make. I'm just really glad that all of you like these videos. And I've heard a lot about the music, so I'm trying to come down to like one background theme that can come in and out when there's those parts of the little documentaries that I make that are, I could use that. I like to take a filmmaker like point of view on this type of stuff. I don't know, that's the way that I look at the world, is through like a filmmaker's lens, you could say, like a Spielberg lens. So like, what if Steven Spielberg made a non-fictional movie? That's kind of how I want to eventually get to with some of this stuff, where it's not just a narrator over the top, it's an actual story. Wouldn't it be cool for a story like on the Topper site, or something like that, where you kind of could go back in time and in present day? That's an idea I've had, something, it's kind of like that timeline book by Michael Crichton. But I don't know. I'm jumping down the road. There's so much more stuff we're going to be covering. I've got plans for months out. Now, I will tell you, it's going to maybe be every other week that I can get a video out, and maybe I'll release a clip, or I'll try and put out some more shorts too, because those are a little bit easier for me to just knock out. And they're still like, I don't know, I'm trying to make the shorts a mini version of the big episode, so you guys tell me. And another cool thing is that I've got a lot of cool kids content coming out. I know that might come as like a little bit of a surprise, but I mean, I don't know. You guys can tell from the pictures, but like, I don't know. I have a kid. I'm assuming a lot of you have a kid. I did the movie review on David, and I don't know if that, threw up any flags or anything like that, but I have a lot of kids content. I am a children's book author. I'm going to link those down below. And you can also check those out on my website. All the links are down below in the description, of course, to all of my, to my website. So that kind of can branch out to everything that I do, like my Substack. I do like writing periodically. I did a lot more writing last year. This year's been more of trying to get this podcast up and running and some other stuff. So I haven't put as much content out on there, but I have some of my writing from back in college up on my Substack. And then I've got, my books that I've written, these children books. They're really fun. I wrote them because I don't know about how many of you guys were this type of kid, but when I was growing up, there was either really factual, unfun fact books on dinosaurs, or there was the total fantasy where Stegosaurus and Brachiosaurus and Ankylosaurus and T-Rex and Velociraptor were all at the same time, and that's not how it works. So I fixed that. I made that happen in reality. I made the real good story that we all wanted as a kid, where 3 kids find a time machine in their neighborhood park. And they go back in time with their AI time machine, keeping it modern, and they go back in time to the Triassic period, the Jurassic period, and the Cretaceous period, learning really cool facts along the way that they learned from their school library, So getting your kids to read, and it's not a super long story, really basic kind of story, but also full of fun and laughs. My daughter loves it. I know a bunch of her friends love it. We've sold about 100 copies at this point at book fairs and stuff. So all of that money goes to supporting this channel. And with having 1,000 subscribers now, and we're about to hit our watch hours, we'll be starting up some YouTube memberships so you guys can support that channel through doing stuff like that. And like I said, I also want to do some live stuff where we can talk and come up with ideas for cool little mini documentaries and stuff that I want to work on this summer. So I just want to let you guys know about that kind of stuff. I have a game that I've been developing, a family game, because that's another core thing, is about, going back to our Stone Age roots of family communicating around the fire and playing and interacting and getting off of these devices. Hopefully I can be one of those voices that helps get the family off the device and into the living room after dinner and playing and enjoying and having fun, because that's the important part. Life is about those types of things. One of Michael Crichton's biggest things that he put in The Lost World, if you ever want to read it, I don't remember what chapter it is. I can put that down below. But he talks about how the entire reason why society exists, let me rephrase this. He talks about how raising children is the reason society exists in the first place. And that's a deep dive for another video, but I'm trying to keep the quality also high too and not get burned out, because unfortunately I don't do this full time. I don't. And that's why you guys subscribing is such a big deal, because it helps me be able to do more of this type of stuff and more often. So the more subscribers we get here on the channel, the more I can do this kind of stuff on a regular basis. So I don't know. I want to make sure that it's the best quality stuff that I can possibly put out for you guys. So just know that it may not be every week that a new full-length 20-minute video can come out with all the bells and whistles, but I'm trying to get that out on a regular basis. And it'll end up being 2 weeks down to 1 week, and then, hopefully every couple days we can put out a cool 20-minute, deep dive onto a story that comes from more of an anthropological lens. And that's the other thing, is something I put in my videos a lot is cognition before civilization. And we oftentimes have this uncivilized view of pre-Neolithic human beings. And I know you guys, my subscribers, all of you guys are on the same page as I am. And that's why I make these videos, is to go deeper into those types of things, But the big thing that I want to create more of a bigger atmosphere for more people to want to join us, guys, is we want to make it an environment where we are expressing this love of the concept of having high knowledgeable cognitive capabilities in human beings way prior to civilization and the Neolithic revolution and, the agricultural revolution and all of those things. And that's why I think it's important to bring that up in the videos. And I know some of you guys have said also that, hey, like obviously, cognition comes before, this is so stupid. I know, I'm with you guys. I am with you guys. I'm right there with you. And I'm also with you on, a comment on the Irving Finkel thing with the Göbekli Tepe. I'm really actually with you guys. I'm trying to just explain, like with the Irving Finkel video, for instance, I'm just trying to explain how someone like Irving Finkel at his caliber could think something like that. And again, he's not thinking it's a full-blown alphabetic language, like phonetically, broken down for everybody to learn. That's not what he was saying. And I'm not saying that either. I hope that's not what I came across as saying. Again, trying to knock out a video like that in a week damn near killed me. Excuse my language. But, it's hard for me to, be on top of that. So let me know also any critiques you guys give, like please feel free to do that. And I hope I got the volume levels right. I feel like they sound pretty good. You guys got to let me know that. But and I'm hoping to do some live streams. Now that we got 1,000 subscribers, let me know in the comments of this video, by the way, all my subscribers. Let me know in the comments like what you guys think. Of like the volume levels, the sound, just because I read through every single comment, guys. I really do. I go through all of them. Maybe one day I won't be able to, but right now, you guys, I'll always read y'all's comments because it just fills me with a lot of joy, one, to hear what you guys think of the video and to hear what you guys have to say, like what you guys think, the sites. We're going to have a video going into the South American Pre-Clovis sites. So I'm super excited about that. That's going to be about 2 weeks from now. I know tomorrow we're going to be putting out a video. It's a re-upload, but it's condensed because it was like a 3-hour video. It was a 3-hour interview. If you guys want the whole interview, I might put that up on my website. I don't know. I have no idea yet. Don't quote me on that. But it's going to be a video with Dr. Leland Rogers, and he's so cool. We're going to go into ancient DNA. I'm going to show you guys some of the skulls that are from when I was in school, like tons of them, like human skulls and stuff like that. They're not real, they're models, but like Neanderthal skulls. I think we hold up a Chadensis skull. Sahelanthropus is what I think it's called. Sahelanthropus chadensis is what it is. I don't know. Lots of cool stuff going to be in that video. I'm really excited for you guys to get introduced to Dr. Leland Rogers because he's one of my favorite people on planet Earth. He's hilarious. He's a Shakespearean, Mongolian, ancient genetics connoisseur, I guess you could say, when it comes to anthropology. He's one of the most brilliant people on the planet. And I love him. He's an amazing person. He's taught me so much. We would spend hours after class. He would I just would go on and on and on and on and on and would just not stop talking. And he always just let me talk and encouraged me and encouraged all that kind of stuff, which is what got me into the farming stuff, which is also another category of content that I want to get into, which is the history of farming in America. Just lots of good stuff coming. And I'm hoping that you guys are going to like this stuff too. I'm trying to keep it varied too, like interviews mixed with, with the deep dives, and then with going from Neanderthals to Rome to the Bible to Greek mythology, because that's all stuff that I'm interested in, and I'm hoping you guys are interested in too. And you don't have to watch every video. I get it. Like maybe you're more of into the Neanderthal, Denisovan, early Homo sapien stuff, and maybe another one of you is more into the biblical side of stuff, because we are going to be doing some videos with Lent coming to a close here. That's going to be really cool. We're going to talk about Golgotha, the mountain in Jerusalem, and we're gonna go over some of the things involving Holy Week. I don't want to say too much just because that's going to be coming up here pretty soon. All in all, I just wanted to say thank you so much, guys. We hit 1,000 subscribers. This is a awesome achievement. I think it's a big deal. I know it's not maybe to everybody else, but for me, for us, this is just the beginning. This is just the start of what I'm hoping will be a lot of really fun little expeditions and exploring of just places around the world, cultures, life finds a way. That's the quote from Michael Crichton, my favorite anthropologist. A lot of people don't know that. Not only was he Dr. Michael Crichton, was he a Harvard MD, he also was an anthropologist. That's what he got his undergraduate in. And I do agree with him when he says, life finds a way. Ian Malcolm's got to be the best fictional philosophical character ever written, in my opinion. And Crichton used to say that catastrophizing is not a way to go about life. And he was a big proponent of complexity theory and systems thinking. And that's just how I naturally was born, I guess, was thinking that way, how that all works. I guess it works with all the different things that cause patterns and shifts and systems and variables. But I don't know. I understood. Whenever I would talk to people, they'd be like, I don't really know what you're talking about, but it sounds right. Whereas I was like, oh, you don't really get it. You don't get how a system works and how, like, thinking through problems and how we respond and the stimuli and how these external and internal variables, yada, 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 life finds a way, butterfly effect type stuff. Most people don't get what I'm talking about, but I'm starting to realize that, you guys do. You guys get it. You guys get that we can think well before we ever became a civilization, and you guys agree with me, and that's really cool. And I just am trying to carry on a torch that Michael Crichton was holding, which is, life finds a way. It's non-linear. Life is non-linear. Life is a system that's always ebbing and flowing and going all over the place. There's internal variables, external variables. There's small scale, large scale, universe scale systems. But no matter what, you do have an impact. And you don't know what that's going to be. But that tiny little change, that little flap of your wings might change the world. And I think that that's true. I think that's something really true. That a tiny, tiny change, a little motion, something shifting, our cognitive capabilities in full effect. We have the ability to change things for better or for worse. And no matter what comes at us here in the future, that humans are incredible and we do incredible things. And I do believe that the Bible is true in what it says about that we do have dominion over this planet, that we do have a responsibility towards the natural world around us. We have that task to shepherd the earth. It's our responsibility. We're supposed to be the Christ towards everything around us. If the plant gives you a cut because it's got a thorn, you forgive the plant. You love your enemy because you see the beauty in it, and you work through that and you try and make it return back to salvation. I don't know. I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to be too philosophical, but that's also just part of human nature. That's what we are. That's who we are. It's the deepest root of what makes a human a human. It's our relationship with the natural world around us and how we respond to it. So thank you guys so much for joining this channel, for joining this family. We have so much more to come. We have The Men Who Live by Bread, which is me and my buddy Marcus. He's also my marketing director. Super cool dude. You guys are going to love Marcus. He's one of my favorite people. We're making some bread. We're going to be talking about the history of sub rolls and artisan bread. And Marcus makes bread. So what better idea than to talk about some history and make some bread while we're at it. So we're going to have that coming up here in the next couple weeks. Some Lent content involving Golgotha again and the crucifixion and Holy Week. And then last but not least, we'll be going into the world of Pre-Clovis, South America. And it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you're a new viewer and you're just checking it out to see what the channel's all about. And I hope you guys don't think I'm too nuts. And if you can tell, I am a dad. And I love being a dad, and I love that type of vibe. So that's what we are here. We're a family, all right? And we're here to learn and have fun and go dramatic and deep and the story around the campfire. That's what I'm all about. So that's what this is trying to be. And we're learning and we're having fun while we're doing it. So thank you guys again, and I will see you guys tomorrow with Dr. Leland Rogers' interview, and then next week I will leave up into the post. I will post that, all right? So, because I haven't determined fully what we're going to put out yet. But anyways, thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.